Hey everybody, my name is John. Welcome to another edition of Zone 1 Beer Club. This afternoon, on this hot and hazy and muggy day out in Indiana, we're going to be looking at something that I just picked up the other day, didn't know existed. Found it at Walmart when I was looking for some different beers. That they had their craft beer version, but I also found this one, Rockdale Light. This is made by City Brewing in Monroe, Wisconsin, which makes a tremendous lot of contract beers for numerous people like Costco, Walgreens, or Big Flats. These are a lot of beers that they make up there, and so let's give this a pop and a pour right down the middle, and we'll see what we get. I've actually had a couple of these after I picked them up the day before. I picked these up Friday. I had a couple Saturday night when I got home from our local Brew at the Zoo in Louisville, Kentucky, where they have a big event down there. So, which was pretty good, I guess. So, but you know, if you can take a look at it, there's not much carbonation coming up out of it. Pretty aggressive head on it. More than 2 fingers. I got big fingers, so see that. But it's pretty clear. Looks like your typical adjunct lager, I guess. But you know, I thought these were pretty comparable beers for what they was from Walmart and City Brewing. It's definitely, you know, let's give it. You know, the smell's pretty adjuncty. Let's give this a taste and see what we get. It's got a pretty thick head on it. It's pretty white, foamy head. But overall, I think this is a pretty good beer. For price point I give for it, which is $11.96 for a 24 pack. I don't think you're going to go wrong for a budget beer like this. I think they've done a pretty good job at it. It's got just a little bit of the corn on the back side of it. I think they've done a pretty good job. If I was to compare this beer to a beer that I think is similar in taste to it, I'll throw one up here. The Kirkland Light, made by Costco, which is 4.2% ABV. Well, this comes in at 3.5. I would say this was almost the ultralight version of the Kirkland series, which is not bad for a price point. But here's another beer that they also make, which is a horrible beer. That this beer is. I've not seen this beer around in years. I bought it. It was Rockdale Light. I wish I could still get it because I'd throw a review up on it. I wouldn't give it big marks because it's just a terrible beer. That beer right there is, I probably bought 10 years ago in Louisville at Liquor Barn. And you get out of that what you pay for, $5.99. But there's just a tremendous lot of beers made there at City Brewing. Like I said, their contract beer. They made the Big Flats for Walgreens, which was freaking terrible. Beer 30, which was freaking terrible. They also make one called Merit Light for Aldi's, which was pretty good. And I reviewed that beer. If you want to take that, check it out. It's it's on my YouTube channel, but that's a pretty good beer. But overall, this beer right here is pretty good. For 3.5%, it comes in pretty strong. It doesn't really have that watery taste that I would say like your Coors Light or maybe your Keystone has. I think them two beers have got just a little bit of a watery taste to it. But this here at 3.5 doesn't. It's a pretty comparable beer to anything that is in the light beer category, or ultra light category. It's a little bit better, I think, than Michelob Ultra Light. I wasn't a big fan of that. But I don't think you're going to go wrong with this beer for a price point. Like I said, I believe if anybody's ever had the Kirkland Signature Light beer from Costco, I believe it's almost on that same length as that. I think Walmart did a pretty good job if they sent people up there to taste test or sample or R&D this beer. I mean, it's pretty good. It's not on the same line as, say, your Miller Lights, your Bud Lights is, or even your Miller Genuine Draft Lights. But for price point, you're not going to go wrong with this beer. To score this beer on a 1 through 5 rating, what would I give it? I mean, for a light beer at a budget point and a pretty good one, I'd probably give it a 4. I mean, because it's just a pretty good beer. And if you could see it, I mean, at Walmart, pick it up and try it. I mean, the can is just kind of, I'm not big thrilled with the can because, you know, I don't know where they're coming off with the snowy mountains on it. I guess it's kind of a throwback to the Busch Light, you know, but I mean, there's no great big snow-capped mountains in Wisconsin, so I don't know where they're coming off with that, but I guess that's the kind of generic version they pick, because there can't be a whole lot of money involved in this can because it looks like it's a pretty cheap photo on here and it's the same thing on it both sides. But don't let the can or the case throw you off, because if you're a light beer guy like I am, this is a good beer. So for $11.96, it's definitely there. I mean, price point's there, the tasteability's there. It's not got a watery taste for what it is. But overall, I mean, there's not much you can say about this. I mean, it's just a classic, inexpensive, pretty good adjunct lager. So, I'm John, Zone One. If you got something you want me to try, let me know. But overall, thumbs up, thumbs down. It's all good, because this is a good beer. If you're a light beer guy and you want to try something different at a cheap price, you're not going to go wrong with this. I hope I helped you guys out by doing this. So, but overall, Walmart, I'm not a Walmart fan, but I'm a big fan of the people at Walmart website. Kudos. You've done good on this one. So, you have a good one, and I'm out of here.